just with a couple newbies to check it out. Cool. So, yeah, as I said, Maddie and I are excited to share with you what Arbonne is all about and how it all works. So, I'd love to just tell you my story and how I got started before we kick off, because obviously, as you know, I grew up in Yarraman, which is not, Las Vegas. It's quite a country bumpkin town and really small-minded community, So when my auntie rang me and told me about Arbonne, and she's like, I think you're great at it, I was like, what is that? I will never ever do that. And she's like, you can earn a white Mercedes. And I was like, what? Who actually earns that? Like, it was just so far outside of my comfort zone and nothing I thought I would ever do. At the time, my husband and I were living in Mackay. We just moved to Mackay, so I didn't know anybody. And I was running a family daycare from my house. And my husband was in the 3rd year of his electrical apprenticeship. So I just felt we were so strapped financially. I joined the business solely for money. And I remember saying to my auntie, I don't want a product I don't want a drawer full of products, sorry. I want money. Do you actually make money? Because I've always sort of thought these things just got you really great discounts on products and lots of freebies. And anyway, she's like, no, you can make an income. And so I spoke to my husband about it, and we decided to give it a go. So I was a makeup artist on the weekend, running a family daycare through the week, and my husband was doing an apprenticeship 6 days a week. So we were and had 2 little kids. My littlest one was 1. So it was such hectic times when I look back. But I was just so desperately looking for a way to make an income on my terms. I was really sick of, I love kids, but the family daycare was just so tiring to do. Yeah. I was over my kids by the time they went home, and my husband liked what he was doing, but as an apprentice, it wasn't enough money to cover the bills. And anyway, so cut a long story short, I thought, you know what, I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to give this thing a go. If it's working for others, it might work for me as well. And I did a lot of research into network marketing and found like 80% of women who make more than over 100 grand a year in network marketing. I was like, really? That's insane. I had no idea that people were that successful in it. And network marketing makes more money than any other industry in the world, even the movie industry, mining industry, and 77% of network marketing are women. And I'm like, whoa. So there's some really powerful chicks in this business, a bit like us, just wanting that different lifestyle, just trying to create some financial freedom. Or I'm not sure what is interesting about it to you, but for me, that's what it was. And for Maddie, it was a bit the same, creating Maddie was more after some time for herself, because teaching uses every speck of time that you have. And yeah, is that it for you, Maddie? You love teaching?
Yeah, definitely. I would still want to teach, but maybe if I could cut down to 4 days, that would be amazing. Just reduce the workload even by 1 day. That would be so cool.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because teachers have got a pretty cool flexibility with school holidays and stuff, which is that's pretty cool for you guys as well. So what I might do is I'm going to just share the screen and get this document up to walk through. So can you girls see that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. Cool. Oh, my laptop's nearly dead. Hang on, let me just plug it in. Sorry.
That's all good. Did you do gym today, Kira?
No, I didn't even finish work until 5:45.
What?
We had
what are we doing?
We had a twilight meeting that went to 5:15, and then it went half an hour overtime because we had to change an assessment that was done really shit. And I checked it because we got to run it in 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, how are we going to run this assessment? We haven't actually done everything we need to do. And then everyone was like, oh shit, because they make the assessments last minute.
Yeah. Shit.
I don't know. So I had to waste all the time there, and then I missed out on gym, and I was really annoyed.
Aw, that sucks.
Oh, wow.
So you're the one who picked it up, though? Picked up the error?
Yeah, because they sent it out today, and I checked it. And it was they had to have things that we haven't actually done in class because we didn't know that was part of the assessment.
Yeah.
And so then we had to all get together and discuss how we're going to change the stupid-ass assessment.
Oh, my God.
So annoying.
Oh, gosh.
So that was my day. At least tomorrow's Friday.
Thank goodness.
Oh, I take my hat off to you teachers. I say that to Maddie all the time. Absolutely. We need you. Thank goodness we have you, because what you do is just above and beyond. And so it just sounds like it's never ending. It's just so
Yeah.
constant, and you must love what you do. Yeah. To be able to keep doing it. If that
To put up with this crap.
Haven't quit yet.
I remember just you know, how you have your mums that come and help, and I've done that a handful of times. It's hard because I've got 3 kids now, my littlest one's 2. So to go and help, I've always got a baby with me, so it's hard to. I feel like I'm a bit more of a distraction to the class because they're like, "Oh, look at that toddler! He's pulling all that stuff out." Instead of helping. But I remember helping a few times when I could leave my toddlers with a babysitter or whatever, and watching the clock like, oh, is my hour up? This
is excruciating.
Like, oh man, I just take my hat off to these teachers. You just do an incredible, and the teachers are always so patient and loving it, and I'm like, how do you do this? Yeah.
Oh my God. Sharon's amazing.
Pardon?
Sharon's amazing. Oh my God.
Loves her job. I've never seen anyone who just loves their job like Mum.
She's so good with them.
Yeah, she just absolutely loves it. She's like, gets home late from work, and I'm like, I didn't think teacher aides like got held up like that. And she's like, oh no, I was just helping some kids with their homework.
Oh,
just love it. Hey, Mum. Yeah. Okay, so the whole point of this form is you'll notice so quickly that I get so caught up chatting and on tangents, and we'll be on here for 2 hours if I don't have a guideline to keep me on with what's important and what I really want to talk to you about tonight. Are you into like having a pure and healthy lifestyle and create like the chemical free and stuff like that? Or being a HPE teacher, I suppose you're into active living and that sort of thing?
Oh, no, I teach English and history, but yes, I'm into active living.
Yeah.
And I try to be as healthy as I can.
I heard you talking about gym before. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I do CrossFit.
Oh, cool. Go you. That's awesome. So, because we've got some amazing like pre-workouts, hydration sticks, and after workout it's called. The range is called Phytosport. Cat down. Getting distracted by the pussycat. But the whole Arbonne as a company, something I love a lot about the company is it's all about having that pure and healthy lifestyle, and that, you know, clean skin is a synergy with what we put in our body as well. And our latest hashtag is hashtag healthy glow. And I love that, like just creating that. It's all about having the best energy you can, feeling the best you can, and being involved in a company that is about having a green commitment, giving back, not testing on animals, and using no chemicals and stuff, which there's a huge movement across the world really for that. So having an interest in that, and I think like even just as a consultant, you get 35 to 50% off everything. So it's super beneficial just for that, to be able to get your health into check. And I remember when I first got started, I was way into the makeup. I wasn't really I've never had protein shakes and like hydration sticks, and I've just never paid any attention to it. So I ordered some of it, but it all just sort of went under my bed for a little bit, and then I pulled it out a bit later, and I thought I should try this stuff. And I really did. I truly noticed a difference in my energy. I really liked the taste of everything, and I started to realize the difference in my body when I was getting the nutrients that I wasn't getting before, and starting to pay attention. We have an amazing 30 Days to Healthy Living program that's booming across Australia. So only a couple of years ago, I can't remember the exact year, but the nutrition line took up about 7% of all of Arbonne in Australia, and now it's nearly 40%, which is pretty cool. So it's really booming. It's exciting to be a part of. I've got so many clients that I've really noticed in the last 6 months asking me about the nutrition line and wanting to get healthy. And you know, the whole world, you're noticing the vegan movement, and everyone starting to pay attention to what they're eating and where it's coming from and what they're supporting. And I think that's why Arbonne's booming like it is, and we're absolutely booming in Australia, which is so cool. We've only got a 1% awareness rate in all of Australia, So had you heard of Arbonne before Maddie mentioned it to you the other day?
No, actually, I did do an Arbonne thing with a friend a year or so ago, but other than that, I had not heard about it until I had forgotten about it till Maddie mentioned it.
Oh, that's cool. It's rare that anyone's even heard of it because our awareness rate's so low, and which excites me because there's so much potential for it to, to be the person to introduce it to people, if that makes sense. Yeah, which is cool. And I think like the reality is, what could some extra money per month do for you? Yeah, that's what I remember my auntie said to me, what would an extra $1,000 a month mean to you right now? And I'm like, oh gosh, it would take the weight off the mortgage and, like just help with some things like that. So for me, when I started, I was thinking if I could make $1,000 a month, that would be amazing. And then when I earned the 1,000, I thought, if I can earn 1,000, I can earn 2,000, and then I could close my family daycare. And then I did that, and I closed my family daycare 4 or 5 months into the business, which I was just so stoked with. And then I was able to really be my own boss and start calling my own shots. And have you ever thought about being your own boss or being interested in that, what that could be for you?
Not really. I started sort of thinking about it after I saw Maddie. But I think I'd be more into a combination of teaching and doing this sort of stuff because I just love teaching, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to enjoy what you're doing. And I think this business is totally designed to do alongside something always. It's not really, you would never need to do it full time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would do. There's nothing to keep doing like that. And I'm not working, but I do have 3 kids. So I feel like that's kind of in itself.
Yeah, totally.
Raise the babies and do all of that. And I fit this in around that. But I love having my little side hustle and the opportunity to be my own boss and choose who I work with. And, the option's always there for you later when you build a business like this, to have it alongside what you're doing. And without a doubt, it can match your teaching income, without a shadow of a doubt. I've seen it happen to close friends of mine. A girl I sponsored in Mackay matched her teaching income in under 12 months, which was so cool to see. And so, she's got 2 little kids now and she's just traveling around Australia in a caravan. So she might go back to teaching because she loves it the same as you. She enjoys it, but it's so cool to have those choices in life, to be able to go back because you want to, not because the pressure's on, because you need to, create the income, or you can just go back 2 days a week and you might want to spend some time here doing something else or whatever. And it's just so cool to be your own boss. I think me and my husband ran a cafe for a few years before we moved to Mackay. And after doing that, I would never do it again, ever. Oh my goodness. But after doing that, I really learned, though, the power of being your own boss, and I liked calling my shots and choosing my hours and all of that sort of thing. And Arbonne just takes it to a whole new level to be able to have the power of being your own boss. But you've got Arbonne, which is a 38-year-old, very strong, very successful company that knows what they're doing, backing you as well. But you have your own ABN, your own everything. It's literally your business, and they just take care of the stuff you don't want to take care of. I remember when I got my first GST bill, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I said to my accountant, where it was like $6,000 or something. And I'm like, really? $6,000? And then I rang Arbonne and they're like, yeah, we've put it aside for you. And they just sent me the check and paid the bill. I'm like, oh that's so cool.
Wow.
Those little things that it takes care of for you make such a big difference. When we had our shop, our GST bill would be like $40,000. So we would have to make sure that we were saving that and had that aside each quarter to put through. And it was so hard. And that's the difference between traditional business and being able to have your little grind through this. I think it's really cool. And being able to run it from your smartphone, your laptop. I love that. I'm someone who would just love to travel the world. I've always been interested in traveling. I had kids quite young, so it's been tricky for me to travel, but my dream, and the reason I do Arbonne, I suppose, as passionately as I do, is I just would love to be able to live abroad and just travel around with the kids and just completely run my business from my laptop and have that freedom to be able to do that. But have you ever thought about, I remember saying to Maddie, and she's like, oh my goodness, I've never thought about it before. But if you could do anything in the world tomorrow and be paid for it, what would you do? anything if the sky was the limit?
Oh my God, I don't know. If I had to choose anything, I'd just like run a travel show and travel everywhere.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, it's such a common answer. Traveling is such a common answer. And I think, I just remember when I had my family daycare and when I was doing that, I just could never leave. I couldn't, or I'd have no income.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be able to, like, this business can help you create that. And I think that's really needed. I love too that we literally help other people in this business. And I remember hearing when I started, because, growing up in such a little country town, when people say things like, I'm so passionate about what I do and I transform other people's lives, it's like, what?
Yeah.
What do you do? Yeah. Where's the catch? Like this, what? And I remember my auntie saying to me, these girls are driving white Mercedes Benzes and they're changing people's lives. And I'm like, what? It just sounds so far-fetched and unrealistic to me. And when I started to get involved, and I've told Maddie this story a couple of times, I remember one of the first consultants that I sponsored into the business that I met in Mackay, and 6 months in, her maternity leave was up and she had to go back to work, and she rang me and she was just so excited that she didn't have to go back to work. Just something as little as that. And she's like, if you didn't introduce me to Arbonne and show me how to run this business off my laptop, I'd be going back to work today. And I get to stay home with my babies for longer. And that's so cool. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And that's when I first got that taste of, we actually do have something really cool to offer other people and be able to help them create that freedom for themselves as well. And I've got another girl in the business. I didn't realize until recently that her boss she used to work for was giving her huge anxiety. He was just horrible to her all the time, putting her down, making her feel really crap about herself. And she, to the point that she started having anxiety attacks over going to work, but she worked so hard at uni to get that job that she didn't want to throw it in and didn't know where else she could get another job like that. And, I didn't know any of that was going on for her. I introduced her to Arbonne and she loves it and she's thrown a job in. She's like, it makes me miserable. I'm not going back there.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's so cool that I was able to be a part of that, to help you get away from that and start creating a life on your terms, what you want to do. So if you keep doing what you're doing today, where will you be in 5 years' time? I love that saying, especially in terms of an income, because I think ultimately that's what the focus is with this sort of thing, is to be able to, earning that sort of money per month can really help you travel more, and that and like myself, when my auntie said that to me, where will you be in 5 years' time if you keep doing what you're doing now? I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I've never set a goal. I don't know where I'll be. I'll probably still be arguing with Jared over how we're going to afford to do this or whatever, or what he's buying now for his motorbike, or, because it's stressing me out financially and all that sort of thing. So I think it's cool to think ahead. Like we're quite young, really, to start.
Yeah.
They say that it's not until you're 40 that you start to really realize the power of setting goals. And I just want to be on top of that. I'm like, well, I want to be ahead of that now and start creating things to help my future look brighter.
Yeah.
So the Arbonne Advantage. So we're the best of science and nature mixed together. So what that means when you hear that is, if you just got an avocado and put it in a jar, it's going to be just 100% nature, which is great. Probably not going to get rid of fine lines though, and it won't have shelf life longer than half a day. It's going to go brown and feral, probably not even half a day. So we need science. We need science to come in and play its part and, pull out the stem cells that actually drive the results that we want, to help with the fine lines in the bags and to give us the makeup that gives us the Photoshop finish and all of that sort of thing. So Arbonne is so strict on their chemicals list on what they use. If there's anything that's even questionably dangerous, it's banned and Arbonne won't touch it. And I think that's really cool. And Andy, can you go away from the door, please, honey? Thanks, darling. Sorry. Can you hear tapping? I'm like, is it the dog? Is it the cat? Kid?
Three.
Oh gosh. But yeah, and they're very passionate. Like, before I got started with the business, I've always been a label reader with what I eat, but never so much with skincare and what I'm rubbing onto my skin and the effects that has. Because what we put on our skin goes straight through into our bloodstream. It affects our mood. It affects women's, if they're regular and stuff, you know, all those sort of things. It affects everything. And the average woman puts 121 chemicals on her skin a day.
Wow.
And you think like deodorants, shampoo, conditioner, body wash,
Yeah.
makeup remover, like everything's just loaded with really nasty ingredients. And so many of them, like parabenes are in nearly everything. They've been found in breast tumors. Mineral oil is derived straight from gasoline. It's fuel, literally fuel. It's cheaper for the mineral oil company, the gasoline company, sorry, to sell it to the cosmetic industry than try and dispose of it environmentally because it's so toxic.
Oh my
So
God.
and it gets palmed off like that. And it's in so much stuff. Animal byproduct, literally dead matter, is in so much of our skincare. And it just massively flies under the radar. No one's aware that it's there, and the links that they've all got to cancers and obesities and all this stuff, because it's like wrapping your body in Glad wrap. Our skin's designed to detoxify, and we're just smothering it in crap every day. And, you know, you think about our product, you know, if they can sell a foundation on the shelf for $20, it would nearly cost $20 to make it and put it on the shelf, you know, for packaging, the sales force, the team, superannuations, the traveling, where it was made's rent, where it's being sold is rent, you know, all that sort of stuff. And it gives you a bit of an idea of what the product inside the jar is worth, because it's 80% markup just to cover its field to get there. And sometimes I see them for like $10, and it's like, how? How does that happen? How can they sell it so cheap? So our competitors, we're like top of the top Swiss skincare. The company's outstanding, and where we're formulated and where our ingredients are all come from is like, we ran out of a product once, and because one of the key ingredients where we sourced it from stopped manufacturing the ingredient, so we had to wait 3 months for Arbonne to find someone else who was at that level to get the ingredient from again, because Arbonne is so strict to make sure that they're not testing on animals, that they're not affiliated with any nasty chemicals that can, you know, dampen our reputation and our culture. Because when people who do know Arbonne and they hear Arbonne, they think that's a green company, you know, they don't use any nasty chemicals, they give back to the environment, they have a great charity and foundation that they are associated with, and all of that. So it's something to be really proud of, I think. And I think that is why we're booming, because so many people are wanting to be part of that today and paying attention to that. I think I've already said that. But anyway, I'll just keep scrolling down. Just ask me if you have any questions throughout it, if I bring up anything that you want to know a bit more about. Yeah, so, and that's our product advantage. That's what separates us from the rest, you know, being built on that Swiss heritage. Like our top competitors, I don't know if you've heard of La Prairie before, but they're a skincare line, and they're one of our biggest competitors, and they're like $500 for an eye cream. It's insane.
Oh my Lord.
It's so expensive. So, you know, if you go into Myer and go to the skin section and see the really top result-driven brands, you know, the ones that are just really prestige, that's who we compete with. And if we didn't use the network marketing model, that would be our price tag as well. It would be the same. But because we use this system to be able to distribute it at a price everyone can afford. And Peter, our founder, he used to work for La Prairie, and he always said that he had a vision to create a skincare line that didn't damage us when we used it, and that everyone could afford, not just the rich and famous, you know, everyone could have access to that. And we have such a huge product line as well. And Maddie's probably mentioned a handful of the products to you before, but I was just talking about our nutrition line and our skincare, our hair range is amazing. It really helped me with my split ends. I love the foundation. That's what got me involved in the company to start with. And being a makeup artist, I swear I've used every single foundation on the market, and none of them come close. I love Arbonne's foundation. I haven't done my makeup artist stuff for ages now. It was so nice to get out of that. I always thought it'd be such a glamorous job, but it turns out brides aren't the nicest people in the world. Bridezillas are real. They're real people.
Yeah. Real people.
They're not a myth. But what's cool about having such a huge product line is it allows everyone in the world basically to be in your network, not just one stereotype. You know, if you've got a network marketing company that just does nutrition, you're only going to have gym people in your business. And if you've got one that just does makeup, you're only going to have women who wear makeup in your business. So it's cool to be able to have such a mix. I've got people in my business who just love the acne line because it keeps their skin in nice condition. And then I've got mums in the business who, you know, some mums are so selfless. All they want is to make sure their babies are bathing in stuff that's not nasty. So they just never go without the baby line. And I've got a friend of mine who does network marketing as well, but her company just does one type of thing. And, you know, she's made comments to me before about how I've managed to succeed as fast as I have and achieve what I have when we started at the same time. And I truly think the only difference is I have such a huge product variety that I can have so many more people in my business. That's all. Yeah. And the products run out. When you've got a product that runs out, you don't have to keep finding new clients all the time. Once you find a client, you take care of them, and they're going to just keep reordering all the time. Every time it comes out. Doesn't come with a lifetime guarantee, which is cool. So network marketing, social marketing, basically you can see there. And I was explaining before how traditional retail works and how that puts an 80% markup on the products that we buy downtown. And I think it really is a broken system today. You see so many shops closing down and going completely online. You know, Lorna Jane closed like 17 stores last year and alone, and has all gone online. I can't remember, don't quote me on 17, but it was a number I remember that made me go, what? Like, that's a lot, because the foot action is not there today. It's so much easier to get in your jammies and shop at home. You don't have to line up in traffic and pay for car parking and, you know, try to find someone to talk to if you need help. It's all there. So easy. And like when you become a client with Arbonne, you get your own login and your own ID. So my PCs just fully take care of themselves. They just log in, order what they like, and it comes straight to their house. They don't need to worry about any of that. And I think it's definitely the way of the future. And like I said before, having that consumable product, being able to be global, I think is so exciting. I don't know anyone. I remember thinking, oh, that's great, it's a global business. I don't know anyone outside of South Burnett, so I don't know how that's going to help me. And it didn't take long to, you know, I met someone in Mackay who knew someone in the UK. And then my sister moved to the UK and had friends in the UK. And before I knew it, I was like, oh, and then, you know, you'll go to a product presentation and someone there's from America, or their sister's in America. Yeah. You realize you're starting to do business globally because all your appointments are online like this. So it doesn't matter where in the world they are. If they're in a country that Arbonne's active in, your business just went global. And I think it's really neat. And being able to leverage your time, that was a really big thing for me, and something always looked at businesses, and I've always been entrepreneurial myself. But the businesses I've had previously to Arbonne, I only got paid for what I did. And if I wasn't at my shop, it wasn't running well. It wasn't running as good as it was when I was there. And if I didn't run my family daycare, I didn't get paid. So what I love with this business is I've never been able to really do more than 10 to 15 hours a week with kids and stuff. It's just too hard. So I always do that consistently, but then I show other people how to do that as well. And you get paid on that all the time. So I do my 10 to 15 hours a week, but I have an organisation of about 350 to 400 consultants, and I get paid on their hours as well, not just mine. And I love that everyone starts at the same time, at the same place. It's completely fair. It doesn't matter if I sponsor my sister, she's not going to bypass anybody. It's, you know, it's not about who you know. It's literally everyone starts at the same time, at the same space, with the same toolkit. And it's completely fair with that same ability to leverage your time and show other people how they can create an online business as well. It's like this blurb here, how it's got all that this business is it's a word of mouth business. So even that says itself that if the products didn't work, people wouldn't recommend it. We wouldn't be here 38 years later strong. It's obviously a business and a company that works. But we're already purchasing these products now. I'm assuming that you're already washing your hair, washing your body, brushing your teeth, you know, all of those skincare, you know, just general hygiene, everything. You probably already, if you're into CrossFit, you're probably already, let me say that again, you're already having health supplements and things to help, you know, get your energy and your nutrients and stuff. So it's just about redirecting that spending. Instead of supporting other people's stores, you redirect it and support your own business and your own store. And then you show other people, hey, this is my store. Check out what I've got. and then you
Yes.
make an income from that. Instead, you turn something that was an expenditure into an income and into an asset. And there's a few different ways you can be involved. So as a host, our host rewards are amazing with this company. If you host, like we call it a U+2, if you invite 2 friends over, so you might think of 2 friends now and think, oh yeah, I could do something like that. Maddie comes over, gives you guys a facial, shows you some foundation and stuff, and gives you an idea whether you think this is something that could work for you.
Yeah.
You get up to 80% off for doing that. One says, thanks so much for hosting. He's up to 80% off. So it's such a great incentive. As soon as I say that to people, they go, oh, I got 2 friends. Bring them over. I'd love to earn 80% off. So it's such a great, it just works really, really well. And then you can be a client or a preferred client. Most people aren't really a client. They're usually a preferred client. And a preferred client is for someone who just loves the products. They're not interested in earning an income. They just want to use the products. They get 20 to 40% off all year round. There's no minimum spend or anything like that. It's just a really cool discount. And then they get access to heaps of other rewards like free shipping, and you get free complimentary gifts that you get to pick. And it's not like a crap product that doesn't sell. It's like off the top list and, those sort of things.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Free products are so good.
Yeah, they're like proper good, really expensive top sellers. Like they're the best of the best, and I think that's really neat. And then there's obviously to be a consultant, which is what we're talking about tonight. And when you're a consultant, you get 35 to 50% off. And this is how I'll just scroll down here to show how you can get paid. So it costs $125 to become an independent consultant, and that gives you a box with everything that you need. It comes with like a USB stick with some files and stuff. You get a website, a login to all the training and everything you will ever need to know on what to be very, very successful. And then you get that discount as well to purchase some products for yourself, so that you've got products for people to try, because that's what our difference is. People love to try before they buy. And usually there's so many different kits you can get to start your business. They start at around 800 and they go up to 2,000, just depending on your budget, where you're at. There's no pressure there with what you want to get. It's completely up to you. But just to have those products for people to taste, try and smell. And you'll find if you're anything like Maddie and I, you start and then you want some more and then you want some more. And they're all, it's a bit addictive.
In a good way. Bad in a good way.
Especially when you get such a great discount, because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so, you work out how hefty it is and how awesome they reward you as a consultant. You can earn host rewards off your own sales as a consultant, which is cool. But I won't confuse you with that. I'll explain that later. But it is so simple.
Okay.
And it might feel like a lot right now to take in, but Maddie and I were saying the other day, it's once you start, hey Mads, and just learn bit by bit every day, it's such a simple it's so straightforward and simple, and that's why it works and it's so successful, because anyone can have a go, whether they've been really successful or whether they've had no success in their life. Some people come in like myself. I'm a stay-at-home mum. I've never been to uni. I've never, I had kids early in life. I've always had my own businesses, and I've had a work ethic for sure. But I see people who go to uni for 4 years and I think, oh my goodness, how did they do that? That must have been so tough. And, you think if you just applied your like 1 year with the uni level mind to learn how to do this business, you would have amazing success in what you can achieve. But yeah, there's 4 different ways to earn an income. You earn a commission off the products that you sell to clients. You can earn overrides from the team that you build. You've got the Mercedes-Benz Cash bonus program. So the way that works is basically when you get your business to a certain level, the thing with this business is it's completely online. So the outside world don't know how amazing you are and what you've achieved and the volume that's going through you and the lives that you've helped and all of that sort of stuff. So Arbonne goes, well, here, have a white Mercedes as a symbol to show that you're successful in this. And they give you $1,100 a month to pay off any white Mercedes that you like. So my second white Mercedes now, my first one I had for 3 years, and then when the lease was up, I traded in, and this time I bought a second-hand Mercedes that's cheaper than the $1,100 a month, because me and my husband are trying to build a home. So I can save the extra into the foundation and just have the car, and it's in my name. It's my car. If anything was to happen, Arbonne won't take the car. I've earned it, and I think that's That's cool. So, and then you've got cash bonuses as well that you can earn at every single level. And this is just a general idea of the compensation plan and what the average, how it works. So an average, the average monthly income for a district manager, there's 4 levels of management. Everyone's a consultant. And then you go, the first level is district manager. And Maddie went halfway to district in her first month in the business. So it is, it's so doable, you know, it's not like out there numbers or anything. The average district manager makes $324 a month. When I was a district, I was making the $1,000 a month. So it just depends on what your business looks like. An area manager is around that $1,600 a month. When I was an area manager, I was making $4,000 a month. Regional vice president, which is the level I'm at now, they make on average $6,500. I've been making 5 figures a month, which is pretty exciting to be able to work from home. And I've never worked more than 10 to 15 hours a week. It's just been that time leveraging. It's so powerful what you can do with that. And then a national vice president, which we've been in and out of qual for, which is pretty exciting. They earn a minimum of $18,000 a month, which is pretty neat. And then you got your bonuses on top of that as well. And then you can see down the side the average time to that position. So I took 3 months to go district. I've got so many people on my team who did it in a couple. I've got Stacey Doyle, my sponsor, did it in 3 days. There's I've got in their business. I've got lots who do it in their first month. Nicole did it in her first month. Kelly did it in her first month. I did it in 3 months. And then there's some people who took 12 months to go district and earned their card not long after. So everyone's journey is so different. There's no timeline. There's no like monthly minimums that you need to spend, or you're not going to you're going to lose your consultancy or anything like that. There's a monthly minimum to be paid, so which is 150, which is so low if you do 150 EV, just to ensure that you get paid for the month. But there's no monthly minimums to keep your consultancy, keep your discount, or when you have to sign up again or anything like that. So yeah, that's a bit of an overhaul on it. How are you feeling, Hun? Do you have any questions?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's all pretty straightforward. When you do it, I guess, do you have to get like a tax agent or something to help you do the tax with it?
No, I've never done. When I started to earn, over that $5,000 a month, I contacted my cousin who's she's just a bookkeeper, and she helped me. I set up a company and created a company with mine. Let me just stop that sharing, and I might just flick off the recording.